Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another installment of the Gunpla Network News. As always, I'm your host, The Spicer, and of course none of this would be possible without those great folks over at Canadian Gundam. Now let's jump right into it. Starting off, we have some Figurized news with a Figurized standard Asuna from Sword Art Online, set to release in December of 2019 for a price tag of 3,300 Japanese yen. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Asuna is the female lead from Sword Art Online, at least the first season, and it's going to mainly feature the outfit she wears in battle throughout that season, where it's kind of a crusader vibe with some red, some white, crosses, things like that. We also get a couple of different expression faces, so you have a lot of different display options for Asuna. We also have Gunpla Zachrello, set to release in December of 2019 for a price tag of 825 Japanese yen. If you've ever wanted the menacing mobile armor Zachrello from Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam 0079 in Haro form, you now have it. You've got the big scythe hands and the tattooed heart arrow thing on the shoulder. In high grade news, we have the High Grade Build Divers Re-Rise Mobile Build May, set to release in January of 2020 for a price tag of 2,640 Japanese yen. This Build Diver May carries on the long legacy of waifu kits into Build Divers Re-Rise, and this is definitely something a bunch of people have been looking forward to, as it kind of changes one of the stranger mobile suits into a waifu, and well, people love their waifus. We also have the Build Divers Re-Rise Eldora Brute, set to release in December of 2019 for a price tag of 2,200 Japanese yen. This is kind of the Dark Army variant of the Build Divers Re-Rise Grunt suit, with all the dark kind of purple tones and the purple effect parts and the big mace thing. A really neat take on a really underutilized suit. I mean, your poor G Gundam's Grunt suits get thrown away and never used almost ever, so it is nice to see them actually get some love here. Then we also have the High Grade Build Divers Re-Rise Jupitive, set to release in January of 2020 for a price tag of 2,200 Japanese yen, and this is what kind of looks like almost the, I want to say, final variant of the Earth 3 or Core Gundam, but it probably looks like it's going to be one of them. It has a lot of beam weapons, it's got a full Bernier style backpack, kind of like the GPO-1, and it's in an almost entirely white scheme outside of the actual Core Gundam itself. Really neat design. I do have to say I'm really digging the full Bernier backpack, and that's probably something that's going to make me end up eventually getting this. I don't really care too much for the gimmicks that it has for it, but at least the base mode looks really, really neat. Then, of course, we have one of the most divisive releases of this year with the High Grade Gundam G40 Industrial Design version, set to release in December of 2019 for a price tag of 3,300 Japanese yen. And this is the strange, really controversial redo of the Gramps Gundam, and a lot of people are on the fence. Some people like it, some people hate it. It's hella articulated, like it's overly articulated. It's got articulation in places you're like, why does it have articulation there? Because it can and it wants to. I think it looks really neat, and I really hope eventually I do decide to pick it up, but at a $30-ish price tag, it is going to be pretty pricey for a kit that's like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't know if it's that cool. In real grade news, we have the real grade new Gundam plus fin funnel effect set set to release in December of 2019 for a price tag of 6,600 Japanese yen. And this takes that real grade new and adds the extra fin funnels to it. So if you want that full new Gundam experience with all the flying fin funnels with the effect parts, you can do it. Really cool. I like these effect parts. I mean, this is almost entirely designed just for the new Gundam and the Sazabi. But having little blast effect parts really does make it look significantly more dynamic than it would just standing or having them just on their own stand. So kind of niche, but a really cool design nonetheless. In P Bandai news, we have the P Bandai Master Grade Gundam F90 Mission Pack B-Type and K-Type set to release in March of 2020 for a price tag of 2,200 Japanese yen. Now these specialty packs just keep getting crazier and crazier. You have a heavy armor pack which is covered in missiles or beam launchers. It's kind of hard to tell, and it just, they're just shoved everywhere, and it looks like just a mass of these launcher pods, which are actually really nicely detailed. I would have to say they give you some really nice lining opportunities on the inside of the door, which seems really minute, but it's kind of a nice detail they add there. And you have 2 over-the-shoulder cannons with some massive backpack, very OG gun cannon feel. And then you have like an ultimate shield version, which has some cabling, which usually I'm a pretty big fan of. It just adds another layer to the mobile suit. And that really looks kind of like all it does is just has a really big beam shield. And then we have the P Bandai Perfect Raid 160th 007 Sword G Inspector's colors, set to release March of 2020 for a very interesting price tag of $230 USD. This is the 007 sword in the Perfect Raid form. It's mostly red with some pinkish tones in there. It still does maintain some of the white. It's kind of more like a pinkish white almost. But it is still just the 007 sword, so it's an excellent frame. It has a lot of options for using LEDs, so if you're wanting to have something lit up, this is a great piece to add to your shelf. And now for the top 5 of the week. In 5th place, we have G-Bomb X Bob and his Graze Sniper Test Type. In 4th place, we have Ben Rhodes and his Fighters G Chiasm. In 3rd place, we have Chikista and the Moon Glaive Gundam. In 2nd place, we have Judd Duo and the Master Grade Turn X Custom Diorama. In first place, we have Ryan Bartoletti and his Master Grade Gunner Zaku Warrior Custom. And that has been the news this week. Of course, if you're just now joining us, be sure to check us out. We have a lot of other content outside of just the news, such as reviews, interviews, and lore videos, not counting unboxings and things of that nature. We're also active on Instagram and Facebook, so if you want to get to know us or get some of your work featured, you're more than welcome to pop over there and follow us. As well, we have GunplaNetwork.com, where your boy writes some sick articles that you can read from time to time. And last and most definitely not least, we have our Teespring store. Anyway, this has been The Spicer. This has been another installment of the Gunpla Network News. Keep on building.